Delicious in Dungeon, sometimes known as Dungeon Meshi, is the story of a group of dungeon crawlers whose party is wiped by a huge dragon in the middle of their expedition and are only saved in the final moments by the heroic sacrifice of their healer, who teleports them to safety as she herself is eaten. The healer's brother, named Laios, decides to attempt an accelerated rescue mission for her, as in this world, it is possible to be revived while you're in the dungeon as long as your body stays relatively intact. Taking a pause here, it would be easy to understand if you felt like you've heard this story before, and I don't mean those people who've watched the anime on Netflix, though I would recommend that as well, but it does carry a lot of flavors of commonly used fantasy and JRPG tropes. You've got elves, you've got dwarves, you've got dragons, you've got slimes, but Delicious in Dragon takes that premise and asks the question that others in the genre before it have not dared to. Do you think that slime would make a good broth for soup? Or maybe you could use it as a binding agent to make a nice quiche, and hey, how do you think that scorpion would taste? Maybe if we use some roots off the dungeon wall, that might make a good side, wouldn't you think? This premise is not just brought to the story on a whim, but as a necessity to the story given the character's haste. One of the things that drew me to this story of Delicious in Dungeon is how real the world felt. The dungeon isn't just a prop for questing, but an actual place with an actual ecosystem that is fleshed out in natural ways as the story progresses. I think a lesser story would info dump everything that Dungeon Meshi is able to accomplish through clever storytelling and subtle world building. And that's what really drew me into the world. Delicious in Dungeon is not a story being told. It is a story being lived. And that's not to say that having a story be told is bad, but that this series is elevated just by being what it is, a story about life in this world. And that's not to say that the characters are just villains, no, far from it. The main crew are all delightful in their own ways, especially Marcille, the elf mage of the party, whose antics at the thought of eating monsters gradually shift throughout the series, and her reactions are priceless, especially when you consider that she's a subversion of the trope that elves are cold and aloof. If you like fantasy, this is the story for you. If you like found family stories, this is the story for you. If you like looking at art of delicious looking food, well, this is definitely the story for you. The story is solid, the characters are great, and the writing keeps you interested throughout. I definitely recommend Dungeon Meshi to anyone, especially manga lovers, but just lovers of a good story in general. Thank you all for watching this spoiler-free manga review. I have included a playlist of other spoiler-free reviews. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews and much more content. Thanks for watching.